Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a closer look at the relationship of Renner and Ainz Ooal Gown, because now that she is living as an immortal demon within the Great Tomb of Nezarec, the two are bound to see another and interact. And indeed, both have already an opinion of one another that is quite remarkable. But before we are going to take a closer look at all of this, let's take a closer look at my Patreons and thank them for supporting this channel. Furthermore, I say thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. Also, please check out my newest video on how power suits would work in a sci-fi setting where drones and tanks are still a thing. And with all of that said, let's dive into the topic at hand. And I think we should start with how Ainz Ooal Gown relates to Renner. And the Overlord is quite spooked by her, because Renner had been enthusiastically described by Demiurge and Albedo as very useful, and she was brought into the Great Tomb of Nezarec specifically to assist both of them, both of the smartest persons in the entire Tomb of Nezarec, for eternity. Something that speaks volumes about Renner's intelligence. And remember, 90% of the plan for the invasion of the Kingdom of realte came from Renner herself, while Demiurge and Albedo were only needed to make small corrections here and there. And Renner has vowed to work even harder than she has before, and all of this puts Ainz Ooal Gown into quite the anxiety-causing position. For Ainz Ooal Gown, over the course of almost 3 years he has now spent in the New World, has learned that his NPCs, bound by the rules and regulations of Yggdrasil Online and created by his very friends, will likely never betray him. Okay, maybe for Albedo this is a different story, but Ainz Ooal Gown hasn't realized this yet. For the NPCs, not only the perception of, but their perception of reality itself will literally change when Ainz Ooal Gown orders it. He could say that black is white and white is black, and then the NPCs will not just repeat the phrase, but actually believe it and question their own perception of that reality that is still presented to them, because they could not fathom that their overlord could be wrong. However, Princess Renner's not bound by such eternal bonds of loyalty originating from Yggdrasil Online. She, while being as smart as Demiurge and Albedo, is not tied to wild delusions about the presumed smartness of Ainz Ooal Gown. And this is what freaks Ainz Ooal Gown out. Renner, who was able to see through so many lies at court, who was able to weave intricate and layered plots and plans, could at least in Ainz Ooal Gown's mind figure out that Ainz, for lack of a better term, is just a fraud. Don't get me wrong, he still has all of his awesome powers, but Renner might eventually come to the conclusion that his mind is closer to that of a peasant than to that of an overlord, and not be seen as the overlord of the Great Tomb of Nezarec, executing a 10,000 years long plan, but just as a human fraud causes Ainz Ooal Gown to have such an existential fear of her that 2 Overlord volumes occurred just because Ainz wanted to get away from Renner and from the stress that his day-to-day workload would bring him. So that's why he had taken Aura and Mare for a little vacation into the Elf Kingdom. On the other hand, Renner had already an opportunity to witness Ainz Ooal Gown at least role-playing as the evil overlord that he pretends to be. And despite all of this, Renner was quite scared of Ainz Ooal Gown. To her, this overlord, with an unmoving face, really, and I mean really, is the master strategist Ainz Ooal Gown that he pretends to be. In her mind, Ainz is scary, not only because of his powers and his domination and command over so many other insanely powerful creatures, but also because of his knowledge and wisdom. For Renner could not see through his acting and his unmoving face. And given the fact that not only an entire tomb of highly dangerous and highly intelligent beings follow Ainz Ooal Gown's every order, but that from her perspective, Ainz had also masterfully overtaken the empire of Baharut, forged a political alliance, or rather dependency with the Dwarf Kingdom, and masterfully flipped the deeply religious Holy Kingdom into a bunch of Ainz Ooal Gown cultists who now believe that Ainz Ooal Gown really is the personification of justice. Renner had no reason to doubt that Ainz Ooal Gown is really the all-powerful, all-knowing Overlord, and not just some human trusted into the role. But most interestingly, Albedo has actually seen through some part of Ainz Ooal Gown's facade already, while his skull is just as unmoving and devoid of emotions when Albedo talks to him, as it can't have any expression when talking to someone else. Albedo still managed to notice that Ainz, until the very day he wanted to fight Sheltier Bloodfallen, looked like a child that wanted to run away from everything. Something very close to the actual things Ainz Ooal Gown had fought. So once again, Albedo remains the greatest danger to Ainz Ooal Gown's facade, and to his great Tomb of Nezarick for that matter, while Renner is just as convinced of Ainz Ooal Gown's insane intelligence than his son, Pandor's actor is. And with all of that said, please let me know your opinions down in the comment section. And as usual, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Arder Daddy Arder, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Mervek, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, oh hell no, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Cune Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc War Boss, Rocket Smasher, T.E. Vang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon under my next video.